Hi everyone, it's Lynette with Charmed Grammy Crochet. Today is Friday, September 25th. I checked. And this will be Charm Chatter number 93. I also checked. As you can see, I'm not in the yarn room. We are, oh, that's probably better. We're at the campground. We have a couple of weekends left here. Look at this hair. Can you believe what the heck? I used the flat iron on it this morning too. And that's as good as it got. I got an alfalfa. Okay, so we'll deal. So I want to thank all of you for watching and tuning in and patience with me right now. And I want to thank you all so very much for all the well wishes and prayers for my dad. He is doing much, much better. I brought him home from the hospital, just a quick non-yarny thing, but just to catch up. I brought him home from the hospital a week ago Tuesday, so that would be like 10 days ago. And we weren't sure, and he was just not in good shape. He could barely walk. And now he's walking, and he's got color, and he's doing really well, but he is requiring a great deal of time. So I have not had much opportunity to crochet, let alone make videos. But I am taking a couple days off. Yesterday and today. My granddaughter went and spent time with him yesterday. My daughter is today. So, and we have a nurse. So, he's doing much, much better. And again, I appreciate all of the prayers. Keep them coming because he really needs them. So, like I said, have been at the camper. We came last night. I did a little crocheting. I have a couple of things to show you. Let's see. First and foremost, if you all remember, oh, excuse me, last spring. I think it was going to be in the spring. We were going to, I can't even remember now. We were going to do Stitch Fest 2020 in Canada with Rosie from Nana's Stitching Lounge. Debbie the Canadian Crocheter was going to be there. I think Sandy from Crochet Canada. Yarn It Out, Rosie. Myself. I don't know who all. Those are people I can think of off the top of my head that I know were going to be there. There was 30 or 40 of us that were going to take a weekend and enjoy each other's crochet company. We were all very excited. Then COVID hit and now no one can go anywhere. And definitely you can't go into Canada from the US. They're not allowing that. Or vice versa. So, anyway, I got this happy mail from Debbie. Thank you so very much, Debbie. I will link her channel. She gave me a little card. It says, I hope you like it. XOXO, Deb, the Canadian Crocheter. Yay, I'm so fangirling. And she had these all made for everyone that was going to go to Stitch Fest. And what a wonderful, thoughtful woman. Look at this. It says Stitch Fest 2020. So cool. It's a big project bag. Got a big pocket here in the front. It's mesh, pink and gray. I love it. Big inside. You can see everything. Flat bottom on it. It is just fabulous. And it's going to hold my newest crochet project because I'm so excited to use it. And my newest crochet project, and I will apologize in advance to Pamela from Pamela's Adoring Crochet because I have not started it until last night. I haven't been crocheting much. I think since last Friday, I think I've spent until last night 20 minutes crocheting. By the time I get home from my dad's, I'm just so exhausted I can't even pick up a crochet hook, let alone have any brain power to think about crochet. So excuse me. So I have started her pocket shawl and from Pamela's Adoring Crochet, and I'm using Caron Big Cakes. And this is, I have two of these in this color, and this is called Blue Macaroon. It's a number 4 weight. Machine wash and dry, 100% acrylic, 300 grams, approximately 603 yards or 551 meters. So this is the color I'm doing. I decided, and it should look like the colorway kind of looks like that. I did not print out the pattern. It's on my phone, so I can't show it to you. But it is available, and she has done a tutorial. I was kind of supposed to test her pattern for her, and help test her pattern for her. She has others doing it as well, thank goodness, because life got in my way. So this is where I started. I've got 2 rows done. That's almost all the crocheting I've done in the last week. But that is going to live in my new project bag. I'm very excited about that. So I did bring those, and you're supposed to do it with a 6.5 millimeter hook. My 6.5 millimeter is, and I can't believe I only have one 6.5 millimeter, but my clover hooks do not come with a 6.5, and I have this one. These are the crochet hooks that I kind of started with because I got them, I think, from Amazon. God, that's driving me crazy. I got them from Amazon, and like, I didn't know any better or worse. They're not bad crochet hooks. They were like $12 in a case with some stitch markers and some darning needles and like this whole little kit. I think it was like $12 or something like that. If you Google it or Amazon search it, you'll find them. And they're not a bad crochet hook. They come with a whole bunch of different ones. They're a little heavy compared to the clover, but this is the only 6.5 I have, and I was really excited to use it because I love the color. And my 6.0 clover is ugly. Looks like poop. But the hook, when I'm crocheting with this, maybe it's because I'm used to the clovers now, because I don't recall ever having this problem, but I kept getting it stuck on the stitch below. So I opted to go with the 6.0 hook instead and use my clover. So I hope that's not going to screw up my my size by too much, going a half a millimeter smaller. So this is the J hook, and she was using the K hook. But it is what it is. That's what I'm going to use because coffee. And I don't have any in my. I have several really cool crochet mugs, but they're not here at the camper. So anyway, I'm using the 6.5. And this is going in right now in the project bag. Now, she says this will take over 1,100 yards, I think, if you put the fringe. I'm not sure if I'm putting the fringe. But I do have 2 of these cakes. One is there, and the other is down there somewhere. So I've been working on that. I did show you, and I still haven't. I showed this to you and said it was the second one. I showed this on the last video. It was the first one. I still haven't finished it or put the little flowers on. But I did make one for Avery. This is the second one. And it also gets little flowers that I do have, but have not had a chance to sew on. And I haven't put the backs in. But look at this. Can you, I know it's, there you go. Don't you just love the colors? This is a mandala. It's the same mandala as like the Happy yarn is, except it's a different colorway. It's the only one I have. And I left the ball band at home. I can't remember what it's called, but it's pretty. I did not use the whole cake to make this little dress. And this is, again, a Bag O' Day pattern. And it's just like V-stitches. And she put I think she put a picot. I didn't want the picot, so I didn't put it. So I did want to show you. So now each of the girls has a little dress for their, this one's longer, doesn't matter. They each have a little dress for their Build-A-Bears, but I haven't seen them to give them to them, and they're not completely done because I got to sew the back little hooks on and the little flowers. Maybe I'll get to that today, and today while I'm here at the camper. I'm not sure. I did also spend about 20 minutes. You guys are going to love this. Do you remember, gosh, let me get it out here. Do you remember this hook? Do ya? Guess what? I found a project to use it for. I did crochet this, and this is the 20 minutes that I spent crocheting before last night. This is a 35 millimeter, the Hook Nook hook. And, you know, it is my personal favorite because it looks like it should be my boyfriend. If you don't understand that, you... it's probably a good thing. So anyway, my Hook Nook hook, the 35 millimeter Mama Jamma. Here we go. Get it back in there so I don't lose it. We acquired some wrought iron furniture for here at the camper, and it's got that mesh like seating on it, and I thought, man, that's going to be hard on your legs in the summertime, and maybe hot because it's black. And now it's getting chilly, and I had this leftover yarn that some of it, and I made several of these. I made a poncho out of like the grays and blues. It's like the Essentials yarn from Red Heart, but I bought this at that discount store Mark's, and it was the Dreamweaver yarn, and I paid like, I don't know, it was either $1.29 or $1.99 a skein. It's not a lot of yardage in it, but I had bought several different colors, not knowing what to do with it or how far it would go. But I made the poncho, and then I had all these leftovers, and I just put them together. Each one of these took about a skein and a half of yarn, and I made 5 of them, 4 for the chairs, and it worked out so well for the chairs. I made this one for my golf cart. It's a little bit bigger than the ones I made for the chairs, but the principle is the same. It is a chair pad, and I did use this 35 millimeter hook, and it's just half double crochet, and it just a rectangle-ish. And it doesn't matter because it's just going to keep you from sticking or being cold in the winter, cooler weather, hot in the warmer weather on the seat of the golf cart. And the seats on this one's bigger than the ones for the chairs. My golf cart is blue, and I had blue, and this was like a skein and a half. I had half of a skein of blue is finished up one of the chair pads. I have some brown ones, like taupe and brown, and then some with the taupe and brown, and then there was one that was like taupe and brown and black, and then I had a skein of black, and I had a skein of just taupe, and I just mixed and matched, and I don't care that they don't all look the same. One of them is partially blue, and it doesn't matter. Things mostly at the camper are pretty hodgepodge anyway, so, but they're really comfy on your bum, and that was what was important. So that is 2 finished objects. Then I started, let me get this up here. Whoa, hold on. Oh, no. Do not come apart. Okay, we got it. I had said that I wanted to make that rivulet shawl pattern, excuse me, by Fiber Spider. Gary from Urban Yarns made one, and I totally loved it. And I was going to use some Stitch Studio or Twister or some kind of yarn like that. And then Gary pointed out to me that my thinking on using 2 cakes, because I didn't think one would be enough for as big as I wanted it to be. And the way those cakes work, putting 2 of them together would have been a lot more work color controlling than what I wanted to put into it. But then I had this beautiful yarn that I got from Knit Crate, and I ordered extra of it. And you know, I never use my Knit Crate yarn because I never find a project that's like worthy of that expensive yarn. I found the project to go with this beautiful purple. It's very kind of, I wish I could go back further, but I can't. But it's kind of looking like a spider web. It kind of is reminding me of spider web and Halloween, with Halloween coming up very soon. I'm hoping to have it done because this is a thin yarn. It's like a sport weight. Let's see, where's the, get you in the camera focus here. See, it's a very thin weight, but it's sparkly, if you can see that. I had 4 hanks of this, 2 from the knit crate and then 2 that I purchased extra. I think there's 300 yards. And I just totally love it. And I'm using my Clover 5mm hook. And I've got 1 and this much of a second. I caked up the hanks. I want it to be really long, and so now I'm getting nervous that it's not going to be as long as what I want it to be. I want it to just be able, because of the way that this is designed, when you put it on, it kind of goes around and then stays on. It's not supposed to, you know how a lot of times you make a shawl and it's always falling off? This is supposed to like stay on really well. And that's what I'm looking for. The one shawl I made, and I made one for my daughter, this Shawl Good cardigan that I made for the beach cover-ups, that stays on. It's got sleeves or sleeve holes. I didn't put sleeves on mine for summer. This is, so far I've like put it on and it's not, you know, obviously big enough, but it's gonna fit like that. See, and when I put it on, I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks so much like Halloween, that I would love to have it to pass out Halloween candy. Even though I really don't pass out Halloween candy because we don't get any trick-or-treaters. But it's still a goal to have it done by then. I love it. I love the colors. I love the pattern. Is very easy to kind of brainless. I mean, you have to count, keep track of how many, as you grow the pattern, you add these chain 1 spaces. So you have to keep track of how many chain 1 spaces you have, because at 6, then you add another chain 1 space, another set of chain 1 spaces as you go along. The rivulets, that's what those are. And other than that, it's just really kind of brainless. I did, to help myself, there's 4 main sections, or 3 main sections. Yeah. Oh, here's this one. And every time you get to the main section, you have to increase. Well, as I'm getting more and more rivulets going on around here, I was getting confused as to where the main sections were, and I was forgetting to increase. So I helped myself, and I didn't move this one down, by putting a stitch marker on all of the rivulets that get the increase. It's just the original ones in the pattern. Because you start it with 3 rivulets here at the top. And then as it grows, you add more. Well, those main ones are the ones that keep your, 4 quadrants. And as I was going through, I'm like, which rivulet am I at? Because now I don't know how many rows I have, to be honest, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11 rivulets between the original, and this thing is only coming to here at this point. So by the time I get it another couple of 2.5 skeins in here, there's going to be a lot of rivulets on each side, and I'll really be lost. So again, I just added these on the main ones, and I just move them down each time. That way I'm not forgetting to increase. So if you make this, that's a little tip I came up with. The pattern, like I said, even when I'm tired, I could do this. It's not a hard pattern. But I haven't picked it up since last weekend because, and I did do this. I started this last weekend when we were at the camper. I didn't, spend the whole weekend here. I just had like an overnighter. And so I worked on it I worked on it a lot when I was here, but I didn't get to stay the whole weekend, and I didn't get to crochet as much as I wanted to. But I did get that done, started and done, not done, but this far done. And I totally, totally, totally love the yarn. Love working with it. I can tell you a little bit more about it. Let's see. Because I have a band inside my little... I keep all of my notions in this pencil pouch. Or maybe it's a diaper wiper pouch. It says Uber Mom on the back. You can't see it probably because it's just... Anyway, it's plastic. So I can put... I don't know if you can see, but like I can put scissors. I carry big scissors in there. I can put stitch markers. I have extra yarn in case I need that kind of stitch marker for whatever reason. I can put a couple of crochet hooks fit in here. I keep a bead if I'm doing multiple at one time, you know, multiple strands, because that weights it apparently and keeps it from tangling. I don't know what the reasoning or why, the science behind it, but it works. So I do that. Usually I have some clippy clips in here because I always clip the ends of my yarn. Right now there's only that little tiny one. I always have a darning needle in here. Right now I even have a tape measure because I was measuring the pads when I was making them for the chairs. So I keep all that stuff in here, and nothing, it clips together, nothing falls out. Oh, let's go over here. And the scissors or nothing is going to poke through. And it's thin. It's really easy in anything because it's thin. I totally love it. And I got it at some dollar store, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Dollar, I don't know. And I've looked for them, and somebody did find them and sent me a link once. And I appreciate that. But I never got around to going back and getting ordering more. Anyway, I do have one of the, it's the I don't know, yarn. Sugared Sport by Knit Crate. That's the purple yarn. And the colorway is called Lapsus. 70% superwash merino. I'm assuming that means it's wool, and I don't know why, but that wool yarn does not bother me. Is superwashed, isn't that wool? Superwash merino. I think that's supposed to be. I'm not really sure. And it's 20% nylon, 10% stellina, sport weight, 300 yards. A machine wash, gentle cycle, lay flat to dry. That part I don't like, but oh well. I'm going to love it. And of course I'm going to, wash it on gentle cycle anyway. So, anyway, that's that yarn. And that's what's been going on. I have, like I said, the Pamela's pocket shawl. I hope to get a lot of that done today. So cross your fingers for me. Put my stuff away. I do apologize, Pamela, for not having had time to work on it before this. But that's my main project this weekend, and hopefully I can get it done because it's working up pretty quick. I didn't work on it very long yesterday and got the 2 rows done, and then I was like, it's 10 o'clock at night, and I think it was at least 9:30 when I started it, and I did work yesterday, so I was up at 2 a.m. And I'm like, oh, a couple more stitches, a couple more stitches. Does anybody else do that? Like, my husband's like, just go to bed. I'm like, no, 1 more row. I just want to finish this row. I crochet like that all the time. Maybe that's why I make mistakes. Not too many, though, because, right. God, this hair. Don't mind the hair. So anyway, that's where we're at today. Again, thank you all for watching, subscribing, hanging in there with me during this time. I really do appreciate all the well wishes and all the prayers for my dad. They're working because he is 100% turned around. He's still not able to take care of himself all the way yet, but it's coming. I mean, we were thinking, oh, this is really, really bad. He lost 10 pounds in 3 weeks just because he wouldn't eat. And then in the last week since he's been back from the hospital, he hasn't lost any weight. He hasn't gained any, but he hasn't lost any, so that's a good sign. So the lack of crochet time is definitely worth it. Okay, thank you all so much. I'm going to, as Linda says, push the button. See you when I can. All right, bye.